This from Sabe. Chelimo. Madam Chelimo was the one in charge of that department. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, to restructure and reorganize these agencies and departments of government, we want to eliminate bloated structures and functional ambiguities in government. Agencies operate bloated structures which are not aligned to the mandates and are a drain to the treasury, thus defeating one of the objectives of cost cutting. That's why I was talking about economy of effort. The current staffing levels of the three entities include a total of 1,544 members of staff, both permanent, contingency, contract, senior management, earning a total of 71 billion shillings. The ministry, on the other hand, has 544 members of staff. So UNRA is in effect bigger than the ministry, and this is an agency. The staffing levels of road fund is 36, that's not much. The ministry staffing is 529, and the bill is 17 billion. UNRA's bill is 71 billion. The total current staff in the works and transport program is 2,109 staff with a wage bill of 90.92 billion. If we mainstream, and all these people come under the public service pay
Are we
structure,
mainstreaming or repealing?
we repeal the bill and then we bring UNRA back into the ministry. When we do that and we get all these employees employed by the public service under the terms of public service, we shall be saving 39 billion in wages only per month. Wages only, without talking about other overheads. That's a very big saving for this government. And that money can do a number of roads in the country, both Maram and Tamak.
Clarification.
Right Honorable Speaker, and whereas the minister has ably explained the bloated services, what I want to clarify is that if you say in UNRA we have CID department and you need some of these, if you brought all those together under Ministry of Works, is it possible that we can have all those workers in Ministry of Works doing the same job as Director Human Resource UNRA, Director Human Resource Road Fund? Will they all come?
Honorable members, honorable members, all I wanted the minister was to give us a brief on in support of his motion. Then we give the chair of the committee to give us a report, because my presumption is what the minister is speaking was presented to the committee. Yes. So, Honorable Minister, can you give us, can you conclude and give the chair?
Much obliged, right Honorable Speaker. But again, for purposes of emphasis, I just wanted to highlight the issue of disparities in pay. These are people qualified from the same university.
That is what is going to come in the report.
In the same class, hopefully.
If it comes in the report, you have time to do a rebuttal.
Thank you, Right Honorable. I'll do that. Let me conclude by making a prayer. My prayer, Right Honorable Speaker and members, is that Parliament considers this bill and approve the mainstreaming of the functions of the Uganda National Roads Authority into the ministry. for better, efficient
That's
delivery.
a different
Sorry.
title. That Parliament considers this repeal.
Repeal the bill, considers repealing the bill entitled the Uganda National Roads Authority Act, Repeal Bill 2024,
there's a
and
procedure.
approve it so that we can proceed with function.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the minister is telling us about the huge salaries that the UNRWA staff have been receiving. These staff do not employ themselves and do not decide their salary.
What we want to put in order.
And we all know that the challenge that we have in this country is that we don't have a salaries review commission. And therefore we have all these disparities in salaries. So even among accounting officers, can I proceed? Even among accounting
We are going to
officers.
debate after the report.
So the procedural issue that I was raising, is
After
it
the
right?
report. Let's get a report of the committee, then you debate. Because remember one thing I want you to know, one thing I want you to know, honorable members, UNRWA did not determine their salaries on their own. So maybe this is a correction we are trying to make. And we've sung several times in this house, we want salary review commission. And if we had a salary review commission in place, we wouldn't have these problems. So, Chair, can you now give us a report?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Report of the Committee on Physical Infrastructure on Uganda National Roads Authority Act Repeal Bill 2024. Background. The Uganda National Road Authority Act Repeal Bill 2024 was read for the first time on Tuesday, 9th April 2024, and referred to the Committee on Physical Infrastructure in accordance with Rules 128 and 129 of Rules of Procedure of Parliament for consideration and report to the House. 2.0, the background. The Ministry of Works and Transport spearheaded the road sector reforms aimed at improving road maintenance through the Road Maintenance Initiative, which started in 1986. Road reform, RMI, was implemented in sub-Saharan countries under the guidance of the World Bank and the Economic Commission for Africa. Most of the sub-Saharan countries adopted road sector reforms and established road authorities and road funds for 2000, which still exist and have made tremendous improvements in the road management. Uganda followed much later in the enactment of the UNRWA Act in 2006.
Dr. Mona, don't take my voter.
Consistent with the road sector management reforms, the Ministry of Works Transport formed the UNRWA in July 2008 with the aim of improving management of national roads in Uganda to cure the following challenges. A, decision-making. Centralized decision-making at Ministry of Works, which had resulted in increased delays, frequent diversions from approved work plans, and weakness in accountability. B, bureaucracy. The Ministry of Works and Transport, like any other government ministries, was bound by civil service bureaucracy, red tape, hierarchical and segmented organizational structure, which was constraining efficient service delivery and not fostering efficient contract management. C, multiplicity of functions. There was lack of focus on important functions of the ministry, given the wide range of its functions in areas of public buildings, national roads and district, urban community access roads, DUCA, railway, water, air transport, which stretched the ministry and inhibited excellency in any other functional area. And D, human resource management. The civil service salary structure, staff allowance, and other benefits were too low to attract highly trained and experienced engineers to manage the road sector to the desired performance standards. In the view of the above, UNRA was established as an organization that primarily focused at the implementation of the National Roads Program and to create an environment that is conducive to the efficient and effective management of national roads network and other services provided by the authority. 2.1, policy and principles of the bill. The policy behind the bill is to give effect to the government policy for rationalization of government agencies and public expenditure, RAPEX, which was adopted by Cabinet on 22nd February 2021. 3.0, object of the bill. The main object of the bill is to give effect to the government policy for rationalization of government agencies and public expenditure adopted by Cabinet on 22nd February 2021 and contained in a Cabinet Minute number 43, CT 2021. 2, without prejudice the general effect of subsection 1, the following objectives shall be deemed to fall under the objective specified in that subsection. The merging, mainstreaming, and rationalization of agencies, commissions, authorities, and public expenditure, thereby entire relieving the government of the financial drain on its resources and the burden of wasteful administration and expenditure. B, the facilitation of efficient and effective service delivery by clearly delineating the mandates and functions of the government agencies and departments and thereby avoiding duplication of mandates and functions. C, the promotion of coordinated administrative arrangements, policies, and procedures. 4, ensuring the efficient and successful management, financial accounting, and budgetary discipline of government agencies and departments. Enabling the government to play its proper role more effectively and enforcing accountability and the restructuring and reorganization of agencies and departments of government by eliminating bloated structures and functional ambiguities in government agencies and departments. 3.1, purpose of repeal. The purpose of repealing the Uganda National Roads Authority Act 2006, Act 15 of 2006 is to enable the mainstreaming of the functions of Uganda National Roads Authority in 2 ministries responsible for roads. Methodology. The committee reviewed existing reports, legislations, and other relevant documents. The committee held meetings and received submissions from the following: the Minister of Works Transport, together with Uganda Road Fund and Uganda Road Authority, Uganda National Road Authority, the Minister of Public Service, the Office of Attorney General, the Uganda National Association of Builders, Suppliers, and Engineers, Contractors, UNABSEC. 5.0, specific observations and recommendations. 5.1, mandate overlaps between UNRA and Ministry of Works Transport. According to UNRA Act 2006, under Section 6, UNRA is responsible for management, development, and maintenance of national roads and advise government on policy matters concerning roads and assist in the coordination and implementation of the policy relating to roads. The committee observed that the roles for development and maintenance of national roads are fully assigned and being executed by UNRA in accordance with UNRA Act 2006, which signs a performance agreement with the Ministry of Works Transport on an annual basis. All the tasks executed by UNRA are limited to the mandate for the management, development, and maintenance of national road network. The committee did not observe any mandate overlap or duplication on services, given that the role of the ministry is limited to policy formulation, regulation, setting of standards, monitoring, and evaluation. 5.2, purpose of creation of UNRA. Purpose for the creation of UNRA. The committee noted that one of the objectives of the bill is to facilitate the efficient and effective service delivery by clearly delineating the mandates and functions of government agencies and departments, and thereby avoiding duplication of mandates and functions. The committee established that UNRA was created arising out of the need for 1, adoption of sound business practices and managerial accountability through effective use of systems and procedures in management of national road network. B, focused, efficient, and effective delivery of national road services that was not possible at the ministry due to the lack of specificity or focus arising from the huge mandate, i.e. multiplicity of functions at the ministry. C, enhanced financial contract management and data management system to efficiently manage high value and complex projects and plan and prioritize investments in the national road investment. The committee noted that above aspirations are still very relevant and necessary as evidenced by the work executed by UNRA. UNRA has built the national road network to the current net worth of United States 5.4 billion. Based on the value of the national road network it is managing, this is a huge portfolio that requires specialized and efficient management to avoid the country incurring major losses. Since inception, UNRA has fulfilled its mandate as follows. For the last 15 years, UNRA has constructed 3,686 kilometers of the new paved national roads, representing an average of 230 kilometers per year. This is compared to 2,800 kilometers of paved roads that were constructed over a period of 50 years from the 1950s up to the time UNRA was created in 2008. To date, the total kilometers of paved roads managed by UNRA stands at 6,486 kilometers. And we got this from the annual performance transport sector review of 2003. For the last 15 years, UNRA has constructed 1,820 kilometers of national roads to restore their value and serviceability, which together with above results in an average of 370 kilometers of new reconstructed paved roads per year for 15 years, UNRA has been in operation. The same source. UNRA currently operates 12 ferries from the original 3 ferries distributed across the country, which have tremendously improved the lives of people living on islands and across water bodies. Introduced alternative financing mechanisms such as public-private partnership, tolling, contract-facilitated financing, contractor pre-financing, and increased finance support from government partners. The committee also observed that whereas a number of roads have been upgraded by UNRA to the extent that the country is